Welcome back to the channel everyone. Today I want to discuss the lawsuit against Lucid Motors and a few other defendants like Rivian Motors. I also want to discuss Lucid's newly released plans to bring to market a $25,000 EV. So stay tuned and let's make some money. Now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, here we have the lawsuit signed by all members of the Illinois Automobile Dealers Association. As you can see, there's quite a few plaintiffs or participants against the Illinois Secretary of State, Rivian and Lucid Motors. They allege that vehicle manufacturers cannot sell directly to the end customer, that it goes against the vehicle code, which effectively protects motor vehicle dealers from going out of business. They also suggest that Lucid and Rivian shouldn't be building or opening showrooms in Illinois because again, they're not authorised to sell new vehicles. Effectively, the motor dealers want Lucid and Rivian to sell their vehicles to the motor dealers on the cheap so that the motor dealers can add their margin and sell to the end customer, making them a profit and a nice fat margin. Now this is a tough one really. Motor dealers have been around for a long time, and this lawsuit suggests that they employ around 40,000 people in Illinois alone. What Lucid, Rivian and also Tesla are effectively doing is making them redundant, putting hundreds of thousands of jobs around the US at risk. But at the same time, it's a very dated business model that causes customers to overpay for vehicles because they have to go through a middleman who adds their profit margin. And there's another profit margin and another profit margin. Whereas if you buy directly from Tesla, you're buying directly from Tesla, so there's only one profit margin. You don't have to worry about other businesses and other people wanting their slice of the profit cake. Tesla actually faced a very similar problem a few years ago in Michigan. They were upset that Tesla was selling directly to the end customer and actually banned the sale of all Teslas in Michigan. However, in 2020, this decision to ban the sale of Teslas was unwound because a large portion of the population was either moving state entirely or going to a neighbouring state to buy a Tesla and have it serviced. The issue here for the motor dealers is that it's very easy for companies like Lucid Motors or Rivian or Tesla to skirt around the vehicle code. As part of the Tesla Michigan decision unwinding, Tesla have had to incorporate a new entity called like Tesla Motor Dealers and effectively become their own automobile dealer. That way, Tesla can sell their car to Tesla Motor Dealers at a small loss, and then the motor dealing company can sell it on to the end customer for a fair price. As part of the decision unwinding, you also have to register your new Tesla in a different state and then transfer it to the state of Michigan. Tesla though can actually deliver the car directly to you in Michigan. It therefore makes it very difficult for the Automobile Association to get their own way, as it's difficult for them to prove any wrongdoing, because technically Tesla are selling to a motor dealer and the motor dealer is the one selling it to the end customer. It just so happens that Tesla actually owns that motor dealership. The Tesla lawsuit was settled last year in 2020, and even though Illinois are trying it on with CCIV or Lucid Motors and Rivian, and even though Illinois might ban the sale of Lucid Motors vehicles or Rivian vehicles, or even both, it's likely that the rules will be quickly overturned, or Lucid Motors and Rivian will just skirt around the rules and incorporate their own motor dealership. And therefore I don't think that this lawsuit is all that serious to Lucid Motors. It seems like the auto dealers are just trying it on and being like, hang on guys, where's my share of the profits? You can't just cut me out, that's unfair. We need to charge the customer a higher price and rip them off so I get all of my profits too. Guys, if you wanted to know about this lawsuit as soon as it was released, you should consider joining the Patreon and the private Discord, where the team and I talk about new information as soon as it's released. I also give a daily market update and you get access to my stock portfolio, which is updated daily. There's also weekly live streams, one-to-one access and more. But for now, let's get back to the video. Now let's talk about Lucid's plans to bring to market a $25,000 EV. This would be absolutely brilliant for Lucid and it'd be a very cheap, very accessible price for almost anyone to get into a new electric vehicle. Tesla also have plans to bring to market a similar car at a similar price. It seems that build costs are what's currently holding Tesla back. It costs them more than $25,000 to produce a vehicle, so they can't sell it for $25,000 because they'd be making a loss on each one. Tesla is currently going down the route of trying to make the batteries cheaper. If they can source the batteries at a cheaper price, or if they can make the batteries themselves for a cheaper cost, then it will therefore bring down the overall cost of the vehicle. Great idea, right? Well, Peter Rawlinson believes that the secret is just to improve the technology. If he can build a battery that's twice as efficient, a 200 or 300 kWh battery that does over 1,000 miles per charge for the same price that he can build his current battery for, and the same size, then he can therefore build a battery that's half the size with half the amount of components for half the cost, therefore making the overall vehicle a whole lot cheaper. Now that's what I call thinking outside the box. If you want to buy some shares in CCIV before they release their mass market $25,000 EV and you're from the US, be sure to sign up to Webull using the link down in the description below to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. If you're from the UK, be sure to sign up to Free Trade using the link down in the description below to get a free share worth up to £200. I also wanted to note that in the S4 filing, I found Lucid Motors' specific plans for entering new markets. They plan to enter Europe and the Middle East in 2022 and China as early as 2023. If we compare this to NIO have announced plans to enter the European market this year in 2021, although they haven't announced any plans to enter the US market. They also haven't announced any plans to build a European factory or a US factory either. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be opening their 2 new factories in 2022 or 2023. The US factory will likely just export vehicles to those other countries. However, it's amazing that Peter plans on expanding across the world so soon. If Lucid Motors can beat NIO to international expansion, then it would definitely solidify their position as the number 2 EV maker. If they can beat Tesla to the punch with their $25,000 EV, it could make them the number 1 EV maker, which would mean the Lucid Motors or CCIV stock price and market cap would increase massively. In terms of the CCIV stock price action over the last few days, we actually saw a very good recovery on Tuesday, up over 8%. If we look at similar companies like NIO and Tesla, and even similar tech companies like SQ, the same chart can all be seen. The same pattern is there. It seems like the wider market might be starting to recover. The market seems to have double bottomed off those earlier March lows and is now curling back upwards. But I'll be sure to keep you all updated. The VIX is also down at lows not seen since pre-pandemic times last year. However, we do still have a way to go before that 10 to 14 area. We have seen some volatility in select stocks this week after a $30 billion hedge fund, Archaeos Capital Management, was liquidated for over-leveraging its stocks. And as always guys, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out some of my others. Alternatively, subscribe to the channel and ding the notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers!